There are two things here. One, which is easily understood, and two is a bombshell, which is quality, right? So we will take a minute to discuss quality so that the others can think of the next problem. So what do you mean by lack of quality? I forgot your name?
Risa.
Yeah, Risa, yeah.
The quality of education. For example, I entered this online course from Stanford Online. For example, in my class, for example, I listen, for example, in India, and also for example, Malala, many girls, there's a...
Malala is not from India.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm talking...
No, we would like to treat her like she's from our country.
No, there's a case in India, and also it's the same case for Malala.
In Pakistan,
yeah,
okay.
In Pakistan. And for example, they have a high rates of school enrollment, but that doesn't mean it's have a high quality of education.
I understand. I'm asking, what do you mean by quality? What is high quality of education? Like Nasha would say, hey, good quality of education is not necessarily marks, but you understand things. What do you mean by quality of education?
Quality is for example, the education systems where the students can think creatively, innovatively, and have critical thinking become developed.
Okay. So the education is not focusing on students' ability to think critically. Good. Anybody else with a different... So your good name?
I think it depends on the...
Your good name, sir?
Oh, sorry. My name is Shamel.
Shamel? Yeah.
I think it depends totally on your purpose of education.
Okay, what will be for you purpose of education?
Yeah, the same thing goes like her. I think the main purpose of education is to enlighten a person.
My God. How do you enlighten a person? He wants to be the Messiah, right? How do you... Come on.
Depends on how you define enlightenment, right?
Yes.
Well,
You're talking about spiritual enlightenment then.
so what other enlightenment is there in English?
If you impart a certain knowledge, for instance, I was completely unexposed to liberalism, for instance, and now you have imparted that knowledge and you have opened a whole new world. You have enlightened me to liberalism.
Most certainly. I agree. So there's something that you have not known so far. So it's like opening up the horizons for you. But I have to tell you, in English, when you say you have enlightened me, you're actually using that word figuratively, right? Because the literal meaning of enlightenment would be, please.
Sorry, I'm late.
I know you are sorry, and I'm happy that you are sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please switch off your phone. It took me less time to come from New Delhi via Bangkok than for you. Yeah, I can be nasty about this. All right, so enlightenment, I want it to be a little more, specific. Because enlightenment is so broad a word. I mean, you can say enlightenment and cover the entire education purpose in one word. We want to enlighten. So it can be enlightenment about what you should do in life. It can be enlightenment about how you should treat your wife. It can be enlightenment about what you should do to the poor. It can be enlightenment about whether or not you should wear a t-shirt. I mean, I don't know. So what can it be a little more specifically? The reason why I'm spending time on quality is, you will see towards the end of the day, most of our problems come to quality. Because the problem of access, that is whether or not there are schools, is one of money, right? If you can manage money, you can build schools. And you can be enrolled. Yeah, so access is about money, essentially. And often, you have a lot of international agencies that help, right? The World Bank will come to aid, right? And then you can say, okay, I'm going to build 200,000 more schools. And everybody is enrolled. You can send NGOs to go and fill forms, right? Find out all the boys and girls in a certain age group, put their names on rolls and say, okay, you all are now in school. That doesn't turn into quality. Now, what is quality is a very important question, because finally, when we decide whatever is the good set of education policies, it has to be something that everybody believes is good education, right? Because if she thinks it's good education and she thinks it's not good education, then we will have the problem that our friend here, Van, mentioned, which is segregation and disrespect to minorities. So essentially when he says minorities, he's talking about everybody who doesn't agree, right? So she thinks it's good quality. She thinks everybody passing class 12 should know calculus and integration. So if you know calculus and integration, wow, it's great education. And she thinks, no, people should know how to cook. What the hell? Right? So we have to figure out a way by which she can have her kids learn calculus and integration, and Riza can have her kids learn how to cook. That's the reason why we're spending time on quality, right? Anybody else with a different definition of what is quality? Shanti? That's a quality silence.
Yeah. Choosing the best options and in whatever we do, choosing the best options available and...
So that will be choice.
Sorry?
That will be choice, right?
Choice.
That will be choice. Quality, anybody? Sir, what would quality education for you be? Moose, right? I know it's a tough question. Anybody else? You want to try? Yeah?
To me, quality education is cover all aspect. For example, cover the physical, our thinking.
Okay. Okay. So he wants to, it's a very fashionable word. It's called overall development. Isn't it? So these days, if you want to sound very professional and like an expert, you can say our education should lead to overall development of our boys and girls. And people will say, wow, Irfan, what the hell?